Hello and welcome to Delight in Him. My name is Daliso and I'm joined by
Tasila Ondia.
Tasila is actually my young sister. Good to have you here at Delight in Him.
Thank you.
Alright, today we're having a very good and important topic. What is the title of our topic today?
Character formation.
Character formation.
Yes.
That's a very big word. What is character?
So, when we talk about character, we're just talking of something which we go to with it in heaven. So, as Christians, we're supposed to form a noble character which will be acceptable or which will go with in heaven.
Oh, alright then.
Yes.
That's a very good clarification. So it means that the way we may look now, maybe we are lame here on the world, but as you go to heaven, you're going to be made new, not so?
Yes,
But
that's right.
then we're going to remain with the same character. Okay. So what is the main verse that we're going to consider today as we learn about this topic?
So today our Bible verse is going to come from the book of Proverbs 23 verse 7, which reads,
Proverbs 23 verse 7. 23 verse 7.
yes.
Okay, so I've got two Bibles. Which one should I read it from? This one or the King James or the Amplified?
The King James.
Okay, the King James.
Yes.
This one reads, For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So our Bible reading is just trying to explain our personality actually. For it says, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. So as a person, you cannot speak something which is good whilst in your heart there's something which is bad. So as Christians, we should learn to do nice things, and as we do them, we should know in our hearts that what we're doing really it's very nice. That's what I can say.
Yeah.
So we should be very careful with when forming a character. We should form a character which will be very good and pleased to God. And we should also learn to control our thoughts, because our thoughts are the ones which make a character. Then there's also a quote which says, for a thought makes a word.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Then words make actions. Actions make habits. Habits make character. And character makes destiny. So as Christians, we should learn to put these things in consideration so that we may form a noble character.
Oh, that's quite a number of things you've mentioned, especially the quote that you just read, that we should be careful with our thoughts, they become our words, and we should be careful with our words, they become our actions. And as we become careful with our actions, they become our habits. And be careful with our habits, they become our
character.
And more important, this character will determine our
destiny.
Either God is going to be happy with us and is not going to be happy with us. Not so.
Yes.
And this verse that is coming from Proverbs chapter 23, the main words that I've heard here, which it speaks of, is, for as he does what? Thinks in his heart,
so
is he. So meaning, as Christians, we need to be renewed in the way we do it. Think. Yeah. It actually draws me to one thing which is also very important then as we wrap up this small lesson, that we need to be very careful to know either we are thinking right or we're not thinking right. And what that calls for is for us to be continuously examining ourselves. And this emphasis was also put by Paul. I don't know if you've read about it, where he says, examine yourself to see if your life is in the light of heaven. And I've just put up just a few points that I want to remind you of how we can examine ourselves. One, we need to examine ourselves in the light of the law. Because you know what, Tasila? When I'm with other people, people may take it that I'm a very good person per se. But when I'm alone, that is the time that my character can be known, not so.
Yes.
Now, at that time when I am alone, I need to also take time to do what we are learning about in this character formation, which is the self-examination. Now, how do I examine myself? One point we have mentioned is we need to examine ourselves in the light of God's holy law. What do you know about God's holy law?
Not sure.
Not sure?
Yes.
So the 10 Commandments are a summary of God's law.
Oh yeah.
And when we go to the New Testament, we are told to love God
with all our heart,
and our mind and our soul. Not
yes.
so. And the second one, which is
love your neighbor as much as you love yourself.
Exactly. So now, as we examine ourselves, we need to examine ourselves in the light of the law. Because there are times when people think that I'm a good person, when in fact God is not happy that I've responded to His love, and God is not happy that I've also shown love to my neighbor. The second way we should also examine ourselves is also we should learn to examine ourselves in the light of the Calvary. And this is also talking about selfless life that Christ also led for us. When He came here, He invested everything He had in the light of the cross. So even as we examine our lives, we need to think as to whether our actions match with the actions that Christ also did. Christ also lived as He was here on earth.
Yeah.
So we talked about examining ourselves in the light of the law, and the other one is the Calvary. The third one, which is the last one, is we need to examine ourselves in the light of eternity. Have you heard of that verse which says, "For what profit will it be if you gain the whole world but lose my own life?" So, yeah, it's in the book of Mark where it says, "What profit will it be if I can gain the whole world and lose my soul?" So sometimes as we do our examinations on ourselves, we need to put ourselves in the light of eternity. The thoughts that I have in the light of eternity, okay, are the actions, the words, the behavior and the character, or is it something that will be in match with eternity? Is it something that God is going to be happy with? So that's another aspect I wanted to bring about besides the first one which you talked about. I don't know if you have learned something.
Yes, I've learned something.
What have you learned from the last part of our presentation, so that even our people who will be watching also learn, will wake up with you?
So we should walk in the light of the law. Yes, then also eternity and Calvary. Yes.
Alright, thank you so much for joining us. For now, we have to say
Bye.
and join us next time.
Okay, thank you.